Hello, everybody. It's day 29 of Interesting Point of View, the 30-day challenge. I thought I was going to get to being IPOV, like with certain areas of life and different topics, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. It just kind of hasn't shown up, and I just follow the energy every day. But what I did want to talk about is something that occurs when you become more space, and this is that's a really valuable piece of information to remind ourselves of all the time. When you become more space, which happens when you use Interesting Point of View and be Interesting Point of View and use the tools of access consciousness, you just become a lot more spacious. You don't have as many triggers to trip. You don't have as much resistance and reaction, to things around you. And there are people in your life that have been there in a particular position with you, where your points of view and their points of view play into each other and maintain this like status quo of what you have both decided your relationship has to be. And when you start to be more space and you start to be IPOV more, those people sometimes get really upset. What will happen is they will either, grow with you and change, not with you, but like alongside, start to look at different possibilities and different ways of relating and things like that. Or they will turn up the judgment. They will turn up the abuse. They will turn up the control. They will turn up the manipulations, the lies, all of the things that people do to try to get you to come back to that position so that you don't upset their apple cart. And this is happening with me right now in a huge way. There are people in my life that are like turning up the control, turning up the abuse, turning up the invalidation, turning up the unkindness, which has always actually been there. And they're basically just revealing themselves now as I become more space. And what happens is we can be really tempted to hook back in and to be like, oh, I was free from that. But now because this person is being so insane, so unkind, so mean, whatever it is, so controlling, so judgmental, we choose to hook back in. But what if that was actually not like, what if a more generative choice was to go, Interesting Point of View? And also my favorite, everything that allows this to exist, I'm going to destroy and uncreate it, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, puck, punch, hearts, boys, and beyonds. The access consciousness clearing statement, which deletes a bunch of stuff. And because if you get hooked in, then you're right back where you started. You lose the space that you have really, in a way, worked hard, although hopefully it's not like hard work and toil and struggle, but you've stepped up to choosing a lot more in order to have more space. And do you actually want to give that up for somebody who's being an idiot, an asshole, judgmental, whatever it may be? Do you want to give up the space that you have so diligently chosen and created for yourself because someone else doesn't like that you're becoming less controllable? Hopefully not. And, the thing that allows you to be completely uncontrollable is not having a point of view. An interesting point of view helps us to get there. We just have to keep choosing it. When things get more intense and the volume gets louder, it's the time to choose it even more than before and have even more space. And eventually those people will either let go, give up, go away, or change. And you won't care what they choose. It's not relevant to you. What's relevant to you becomes the space, the ease, the joy, and the glory.